Welcome to the very first virtual Wheatfield Wednesday. Listen, I know you're busy and I know there's a million things you could be doing with your time right now, so I'm just gonna jump on in. I'll start by saying, if you told me a few years back that there was this girl who wanted to teach a study based off of a vision she had had, I probably would have laughed and thought to myself, man, this girl sounds a little strange, and that sounds like a really boring thing to do with your life. But here I am at 38 years old, and I'm at a point in life where I realized that I've spent a large amount of my life being very careful, almost apologetic in a sense, to ensure that I didn't over-spiritualize anything. And now I'm in a spot in my life where I want to make sure I never under-spiritualize anything either. This study called Life in the Wheatfield, a study on living the abundant life that God has promised, all started from a vision I had 3 summers ago. Yes, like a legit vision. Some of you have already heard about it, but I'll quickly go through it so that no one thinks I've completely lost my mind. And I appreciate you not caring when I mess with my computer up here, so I know what I should say next. I was at a women's retreat with my friend Kristen Bruss, supporting her very first speaking gig up in Detroit, where she's from. Before she was about to speak, we were asked to take a few minutes to pray, meditate, and do a visualization exercise, asking God one simple question. This was the question we were told to ask God. Who do you say that I am? Basically, we were asking God for a visual depiction of how he saw us. Maybe we would get an image of something we knew exactly what it was. Maybe we would get an image of something, not know what it was, but say 10 years down the road, all of a sudden it would make sense to us. Or maybe we wouldn't get an image at all, and that would be totally okay too. A few minutes into the meditation, I got an image clear as day, and I knew it was God telling me, this is how I see you, and it's okay to see yourself this way too. The vision was of a girl in a dress with long hair, blue skies up above, and a beautiful field of wheat. Her hands were raised, she was dancing and laughing and so happy. This was how God saw me. This was God giving me permission to see abundance in any season of life. It was a beautiful and very freeing vision for me. So I went over to my friend, KB, Kristen Bruss, who was about to speak, and I said, I cannot wait to get back to the hotel tonight and tell you about this vision I just had. And she said, well, I can't wait to tell you about mine either. So go on and tell me. So I said, well, there was this girl, she was in a wheat, and she stopped me and said, and she was wearing a long dress with her hands held high, praising God in the wheat field. We had the exact same vision at the exact same time. The only difference was the hair color of the vision, and of the girl in the vision. In case you're wondering, we had not been talking about fields in any way, shape, or form. There is no explanation for this but God. I was telling my parents about it after the retreat, and my dad laughingly laughed and asked if there was any wine involved with this vision. Nope, Dad, no wine. It was just God. It was and still is one of the most incredible spiritual experiences of my life. So fast forward to now, I cannot even begin to tell you the amount of times God has confirmed this Wheatfield vision and confirmed that I'm supposed to use this vision to encourage other women to pursue the abundant life that God has promised at all costs. I'll be sharing all of these confirmations on this account over the next few weeks. I'll be sharing my favorite one in a couple of days, so make sure to be on the lookout for it. But if I'm being honest, even through all of these huge, laughable confirmations over the past 3 years, I'm still a little hesitant to put this out there. Why? Well, because of fear. Fear and the lies that fear causes me to believe. The fear of, well, I'm not perfect. And teachers of Bible studies are perfect, right? Especially ones that they've written. The fear of not having all the answers. And all Bible study teachers surely have all the answers, right? The fear of knowing that the social media climate we live in today is a little tense and daunting. Fear, fear, fear. Fear causes us to see lack in a season of plenty. Fear caused me to see the lack of need of this study in a season of plenty of confirmations. Where is fear currently causing you to see lack in your life right now? Think about that for a second. I believe that the world right now is laced in fear at every single turn. That's honestly why I wanted to kick off this study talking about it. Hello, we've been living in a pandemic over the last half year. Seriously, guys, it's almost been 6 months. A pandemic that has and will continue to have the ability to rob us of so much life if we aren't careful. Because fear robs us of all the things God wants us to experience. Things like these, listen to them. The peace that surpasses understanding that he promised in Philippians 4:7. Things like the enduring love and faithfulness that he promised in Psalm 105. The promise of renewed strength and the ability to soar on wings like eagles, to run and not grow weary, promised in Isaiah 40:31. The promised presence of full joy found in Psalm 16:11. Fear robs us of all of these things and so much more. It robs us of all the things that are part of the abundant life that God has promised for us in John 10:10, that this whole study is based off of. Fear takes so much from us. My hope for you today, as we end today's study, is that you will know this super simple truth as it relates to fear. Like, know it. Like, all the way down to your soul, know it with every fiber of your being. Are you ready for this simple truth? Fear is not from God. There is one verse I pray over my kids every single day, literally every single day. They roll their eyes when they repeat it to me, but I want them to know this, because I truly believe that this verse plays a crucial role in us being able to have an abundant life. That verse is 2 Timothy 1:7, and I want to pray it over you right now. This is what I'm praying over you. For God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I pray that this next week, if fear has been causing you to see lack in any way, that it will be replaced instead with power, love, and the sound mind that God has given us. I'll see you next Wednesday. I hope you have an awesome, abundant, fearless week. Oh, remember, don't miss the week.